Alright, it works. I'll cut that out later. Anyway.
Well, DayDay Robinson.
And I'm Clevin Jack.
And I'm Alyssa.
We're at the Humane Society. We're having an interview with our mentor. The first question that we have for you is, how long have you been working here or volunteering?
I've been with the Humane Society for going on 9 years.
That's cool.
I've been the volunteer coordinator or your mentor for probably about 5 now.
I have another question. It's not on here, but what made you want to start volunteering or working at the Humane Society?
Actually, it was by chance that I got the job here. I was looking for a job and I knew somebody that worked here, and so I came in and submitted my application, and I've been here ever since.
Oh, that's cool. Have anyone ever brought in an animal that was uncontrollable or crazy?
Being here, we can't take in animals that are feral or aggressive or crazy. We have to be able to take in everything that we take in has to be adoptable. We don't have ways to protect ourselves against crazy animals. We don't have like what animal control has. We don't have net guns. We don't have tranquilizers. We don't have things like that. So everything that we take in has to be friendly. It has to be able to be held and loved on, pet, things like that before we'll take it in.
Okay.
Have any animals been born here?
Yeah, especially this time of year. We have many pregnant moms that come in, mainly cats, that will have their babies here. They're in a very quiet area of the facility. We let them do what they have to do naturally. We let nature take its course, and once the babies are of age, they get their medical workups and they go out for adoption.
Can you describe the people that you work with?
The group of people that I work with, we have all been working together now for 9 years, 8 years, we have all been together for a really long time. It is basically like one big family here. It is a great group of people. We are very dedicated, very driven to make sure that all of our animals that are in our care get the care that they need and will find their forever homes. We all have the same drive and the same mentality when it comes to this facility, and our number one goal is to make sure that every animal finds its place.
What called you to this? What keeps you going in this?
What keeps me going as far as this place, and the reason I love it so much, is that I do know that I'm doing something good. At the end of the day, yes, our animals are in cages, and it's not the most ideal situation for an animal, but at the end of the day, they have a roof over their head. They have people here that do care about them. They have food, they have water, they have shelter, so we know that at least these animals are safe. And it just makes me want to keep going to make sure that the other ones that are out there that don't have this type of place to go will one day wind up here to be safe and find somebody that's wanting to give them their forever home.
Now, what kind of people would you recommend to work here?
To work here? To work here, one, you do have to have a big heart, and you have to be very open-minded to different situations that happen. But at the same time, you have to be very strong-willed, because there is things that you see when working here and you hear when working here from people out in the public that could be bad. And you can see an animal go through a bad situation and wind up here, so you have to be able to adapt to a situation like that and come out of it a better person, knowing that you stepped in and you helped something that couldn't help itself.
How often does this animal shelter have fundraisers?
Starting in the summertime, we have an adoption event or a fundraiser event. It seems like every weekend. During the summertime, we're always somewhere doing something to promote the Humane Society, promote our animals, try to raise money. Right now, we are in the middle of our capital campaign to raise money for a new facility. We need about another $1 million to go. So during the summertime, it's very, very busy with places that we're at to get our name out there and let people know that this is what we're doing. We need the public's help to reach this goal and to help us continue to do what we're doing. Yeah.
Do you ever reject a person that's trying to adopt an animal by maybe their personality, or you don't think they'll take good care of it?
We have before, yeah. You can always obviously tell somebody, when they walk in, but we don't judge just on appearance alone. We do rely a lot on our application, but if we do come in here and if somebody says something that maybe doesn't sound like it would be the best type of situation for an animal, we will reject somebody. Or if it's something that they're applying for an animal and maybe the animal that they're applying for, per what they've said, doesn't seem to fit with them, we might try to steer them in a different direction. The only times that we really reject anybody is if they've lied as far as their application. If you've given us false information, we will reject you immediately.
Does it take a long time for an animal to be adopted here? Like, is the process long?
Nope. Actually, the process takes about 24 hours. Once we get an application, it takes about 24 hours for us to approve or to look through the application to get it processed. And usually the following day, we're on the phone with the people, letting them know if they're approved or declined. Usually 9 times out of 10, it's an approval. So usually about 24 to 48 hours it takes to adopt from us.
Now, if I dressed up as like a chicken or something and I said I wanted to adopt an animal, like, would you let me adopt one?
Well, we might question why you're dressed up like a chicken, but that wouldn't be cause for us to disapprove you right away. It would all be pending on what your application stated and everything like that.
Okay.
Like I said, we don't judge a book by its cover. Some of the people that we've seen come through here that you would think would be bad adopters have actually wound up being some of the best adopters we've ever had come through here. We don't discriminate.
So, how often do people bring in like support items or like donations and like food items for the animals?
We get donations on a daily basis. Be it, supplies or monetary donations. There's always some sort of donation rolling in throughout the day. So it is a very frequent process. There are times where we need specific items that we will ask for, like washing machines or dryers or, things like that we need to help continue to run the facility. But yeah, it's a daily thing that people bring in stuff, which is good because that's what keeps us open. We don't get help from the state, the government, anything of that nature. Everything is on community donation. So everything that somebody brings in is what keeps us going and keeps our animals fed.
Have you ever thought about like, what are you gonna do? Like, are you gonna do this for a long time until you get like 50 or 70 or something?
Well, I don't know. I've already been in it for 9 years, and I actually didn't know that I was going to be in it for 9 years already. It's hard to believe that it's been 9 years. So it's hard to say. If I do happen to leave this place, I would like to get into something that is similar to this. I do believe that this is what I was meant to do. This is my calling. This is what I want to do. So if I leave here, my next step would be going on to something similar to this.
Like, for animals that come in, how do you tell, like, the breed? I always wonder that. Like, it says on the cages. I always wonder, like, how do you do it?
It takes a lot of practice, a lot of research, a lot of knowing your different dog breeds. You kind of base it off of the breeds that you're already familiar with, like your black labs. Those are usually easy to kind of pick out. Some of your other breeds, it just takes time and learning your other breeds and knowing what to look for and what you're looking at to know what we take in.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask the question I said in the car, but
No.
I'm asking that question. I'm gonna cut it out of this because.
Go ahead and ask. It's all right.
All right. Now, what about when animals are in mate season? Sometimes.
We are obviously not advocates for overpopulation. We are huge believers in that every animal should be spayed and neutered. So that way, eventually, at some point, we would be put out of business because there would be no unfixed animals out there making more unfixed animals. When it comes to here in this facility, we do keep males and females separate unless they are already fixed. So that way we don't, run into that issue. And then we do try to get everything fixed if we can. We have many grants that we apply for to help with our spays and neuters, so that way we can alleviate the overpopulation. But our biggest thing is just making sure that our males and our females are kept separate, so that way we don't get any unexpected surprises.
All right.
One last question. How does someone go by like trying to apply or get a job at the animal shelter?
Well, anybody can apply. The biggest thing is, like I said, we've been running the same crew now for almost 7 years. So it is kind of hit or miss when we are looking for new people. Somebody would have to leave. The only time somebody really leaves here is if they have to. And in that situation, we do have applications on file from people that have wanted to work here that we always go back to and see if somebody's still interested in wanting to work here. And that would be a good way to get in.
Yep, that's the last question. This is Clevin Jack. And,
Daily Aaron Robinson.
yep, and we're signing off. I hate this project.